Good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Good, how are you?
I am so tired after I made that whole stinking video and then I had to make the whole thing again. I was like almost crying. It was so sad. But it's okay. It's better now. Live and learn. So today, if you could have your daily fraction warm up paper, that would be good. And then the addition and subtraction, I know it's due tonight. We should be able to get through it, almost all of it today. If you already did it, you might just need to make some corrections. And then I'm going to put a new doc in the chat for you, just because it might help you to follow along with this activity that we're doing. But I don't want to take too long on that activity, but it's so good. If we don't finish that activity, I'll make another video. I know that sounds like, why would I make more work for myself? But it would be a good video. And I already wrote a key for it, so I could share the key as well. And I've been having nice internet issues today, so that's super fun, I'm sure, right? I'm sure you guys love it when your internet is problematic. Oh, and I'm sure you're getting anxious for your information on your final exam, right? I'm going to get that to you very soon as well. You're like, wait a minute, we literally just finished the midterm, right? But remember, I gave you the midterm stuff 2 weeks early. So I gave you the midterm stuff in week 2. Then you took the midterm in week 4. And now it's week 6. And then your final is going to be week 8. So crazy town. So I'll get that to you as soon as I can. Yes, I know. I know you guys want it, and I promise you I'll get it out to you as soon as possible. I would say by Wednesday at the very, very latest, but I'm hoping to get it out today. I don't know. Tomorrow? I promise I will get it out as quick as I can.
Do we have more homework this week?
Good question. You're supposed to. Yes, I don't know why it didn't publish. I thought about that when I was looking at your thing and I was like, why doesn't it show any more homework? So, but yes, I will put it up today.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that on my little red, you see my nice little red board of stuff I need to do? Yeah, it's terrifying. But if I write it real big, I'll remember.
Yeah,
It should be there, but
okay, because when you published everything, I was looking, and then I went to the notes, and I was like, we don't have more homework, and I was like, that seems.
yeah, that seems wrong. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have the exact same like kind of list on my whiteboard. Like, well, right now it's kind of a mess. I don't want to show you guys, but
No, you saw how messy mine was. The fact that I even wrote it is terrifying that I would write it like that, because I normally write things very, very nice, but those are things, I'm telling you, when that video didn't work, it like threw my whole life off. And then my son's computer like won't recognize Wi-Fi anymore.
yeah,
Anywhere
like for me,
at all.
for me when like when we were going to school and everything, I had gotten from work like this little notepad, and it was like a to-do list. So I would always, after every class or like during class, I'd mark down what I had to do. And like I'm such like an organized freak, so like being at home, I'm like I feel very awkward. Like I don't, but I write on my whiteboard and everything, but it's awful.
Yeah, it's just different. It's just different. I agree. I want to hang up like 10 more whiteboards. I might be a little, but most students that are in this class typically I love lists and, like being organized. So I think part of that is going into teaching. So for sure. Ugh, that's awful, Sophia. That's awful. I don't even know. Okay, so I don't want to waste too much time. I do have a great video on mindset, but I'm just going to email it to you. It's just 2 minutes long, and it just might be a nice one to get you going, you know, just to remind yourself. And maybe you could use it at your schools or, you know, wherever you're also working, or just help somebody with that. So first thing, let me share my screen. It's like, oh, and then Zoom wouldn't let me in this morning. It was super funny. I was like, you're hilarious, right? That you wouldn't let me in. Hilarious. Okay, so we're just going to do we're doing the daily fraction review first, and we're not going to spend too long on it, but I've seen a lot of teachers do something like this. By the way, I don't know if you can see that comic strip. It says, I'd like to meet you halfway, but I'm terrible with fractions. I just thought that was funny. Some of you say things like, I'm so bad at fractions. Well, you're not going to get any better until you change that mindset, let me tell you. Okay, so change that mindset and then you will get better. So we are still going to add and subtract fractions today. You're going to do that adding and subtracting with pattern blocks activity. But right now, this is a daily fraction review. This is something that elementary school teachers use in their classroom, and they change the fraction that goes in here, right? And so then kids get experience. So this is a unit fraction. Then the next step after unit fraction, it's a unit fraction because there's a 1 in the numerator. The next step after unit fractions would be just a regular fraction like 2/3, right? A proper fraction, but that where the numerator is not 1. And then the next step after that would be an improper fraction. So they could see how improper fractions work. But so go ahead and fill out as much of this as you can. If you don't have the copy, just do it on paper, right? I'll give you about, I don't even know, maybe a whole 2 minutes. All right. So how much of it was easy to fill out? All of it, some of it, certain parts? Was there anything you were stuck on or that you just thought would take longer, so you kind of skipped over that part? What do you think?
I skipped the equivalent decimal, but then
Huh?
after I did the percent, I went back and did it.
Nice. Isn't that interesting how sometimes a different part of the assignment can make your memory come, right? All right. Anyone else?
It sounds silly, but I'm trying to figure out how to do the circle representation.
No, that's good because in fifths, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I get you. That's a weird one. Did anyone do it with fifths? Did anyone do the circle representation?
Probably not accurately.
Hold it up so we can see it. It's pretty darn close. I think that line's not there.
Line's a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of have to. And mine's not great either. I'll share mine with you so you can see what mine looks like. I just put up mine. Can you guys see that now? Yeah, and mine's not great either. And the good thing is kids won't be perfect either, but it's nice to kind of talk through, oh gosh, maybe a circle representation isn't the one I wanted, right? Maybe a bar representation is better when I have an odd number. So remember, the format of the page stays the same, but the fraction changes. So you don't want to take off the circle representation when it is an odd number. You just want to discuss it, right? And how you might say, ooh, this might not be the best, right? I might not like the circle representation, right? Because it's not very accurate. Okay. Any other things? Did anyone struggle with the part that said circle 1/5 of the triangles? Is everybody okay with this one right here?
Yeah, see that one, I was very confused on that, so I kind of skipped over that one. I was like, wait a minute.
So what's funny is these are challenging for people because it can be a group of objects, right? But this should really reinforce the part-whole relationship, because if you look at this total, if I count, what I did was I said I just wanted 5 equal groups. So I split them into 5 equal groups. And then I just circled one of those groups because it would be 1/5. Another way to do it, which is not visual, but some students need this, is they think of equivalent fractions and they go, oh, how many triangles are here? There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So how would I rewrite 1/5 with a denominator of 10? So whatever I did down here times 2, I would have to do up here times 2. So 2, it must be 2 out of 10 triangles is equivalent to 1/5. Does that help?
Yeah, see, it helps more, especially like, well, when I had saw that you had moved to this screen, how you had put those lines through it, because you know how like at first it just shows the 10, so I was counting the 10 and I was like, okay, well, wait a minute, why is it like that? But
Yes.
seeing how you did it like that, it makes much more sense now.
Good, because then it ties back to that division model of this is 5 equal groups, right? So good job. Okay, anything else on this? You okay? The ones that I really like that students struggle with is the number line. Comparing is always great, right? And then this part right here. How many copies of 1/5 do I need to get to 1? Well, if I already have 1/5, I need 4 more copies. Okay. All right. So everybody okay with that? That's just kind of a fun fraction warm-up. If you're in a classroom that would be doing fractions right now, consider doing a fraction warm-up like that. It's fun. Not for your students necessarily, but it's great practice. Okay, this is the one I just put in the chat, right? The fraction circles activity. Yes, did anyone click on that doc? I'll put it in the chat again in case people weren't here. I'll put it in the chat again. Click on that so you can reference that and you can help me out, because when I put up the manipulatives, I won't be able to see this part. And I am going to have you guys talk about this a little bit. Okay. So everybody have this sheet? Okay, I got a whole screen of you guys with no video on. So I'm just going to tell you that's not great. You know, make sure you're participating somehow, because you should have your video on, unless you've told me in the chat why you have not. Okay, so here is your handout. So you guys keep that handy, okay? Okay, so keep that handy. And I'm going to pull up the manipulatives. I hope I can do it on this. If they don't work on this, I'll have to share my other screen. That's a mess. Look at that. Okay. Okay, I should just give me my virtual manipulatives. I don't think that is it. Where are these bookmarks from? Oh my. Okay, let's see if we can find them. Phoenix College. Oh, it might be easier if I just do this, put it in my chat, and then I can get it. Okay, so pull up those circle virtual manipulatives if you don't have them already. I put a link on that doc. Jeez, oh, Pete. Okay, so. Oh, I'll just do it on here. I will stop sharing on here. And I will start sharing on here. Okay. So this is Phoenix College's homepage. I'm going to pull up the circles. The first part is easy. The first part talks about that the red circle is the whole. Is that correct? Is that what it says? Okay, I think I can pull it up on here. Okay, so the red circle is the unit. Now it says, figure out what fractional values the rest of those are. I don't think that'll be too hard, right? So a pink is what? You can just talk.
Yeah.
Very nice. The pink is a half. What's a yellow?
1/4.
1/4. Excellent. What is a purple? That one you might have to do a little bit of work on, right? You might go, oh, the nice thing is you can go like this. Did you see how I can just put them in there?
1/3, 1/10.
Hey, why did it put that one there?
1/12.
There we go.
I thought 1/10.
It's 1/10. Because see, if I look at half the circle, there would be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd be 1/10. How about the black, which is gray in this case?
1/12.
Very nice, 1/12. And then the teal,
1/6.
and you can put these, you can put them in the thing and that'll make it do it
1/6.
like this. Very nice. So 1/6 is the teal. And then how about the orange?
1/3.
1/3.
Very nice. So this reinforces the part-whole relationship, right? This is normal. So now we're going to break your brain a little bit, okay? If you look at the next part, it says, what if the yellow is the whole? I know that hurts already, just me saying it. The yellow is the whole. So what is a blue?
1/8.
1/2.
Nope. It's 1/2. Why is it 1/2?
Because if that's the whole unit, then the blue is just half of the unit.
Very nice. The blue is half the unit. These don't snap on there very well. I guess I could put them in there, but let's see. See, it won't put it on there. There we go. Now you can see it's clearly a half. Yes, the blue is a half. So if the yellow is the whole, remember the yellow is the whole. What's the red?
4. 1 1/4.
It's just 4, right? Look, it's 4, yeah? Is this hurting? Okay, so now I'm going to stop that. And now you're going to do the next part where it says, if the orange is the whole. So the orange is the whole. If you want this virtual manipulatives, I will put them in the chat. And you can click on them. So don't say it yet. I want everybody to try that. So if the orange is the unit, what are 2 blacks? And here they are. They're gray in this case. I don't know why they didn't make them black. So think about that for a couple minutes just by yourself. By the way, you need those virtual manipulatives today, so make sure you pull them up because we're going to need them with pattern blocks. Unless you happen to have pattern blocks sitting around your house. We're going to put our answer in the chat this time. So when you know what 2 blacks represent in this compared to 1 orange piece, the whole, get it ready in the chat. And we're going to do a 3, 2, 1 in just a minute, but not yet. Get it ready. Three, two, one, go. Oh, it's like multiple choice, right? So we got lots of different answers. So someone who has an answer, explain to me what you got and how you got it.
I said 2/3 because when I pulled up an orange piece, I wanted to see how many gray pieces would actually fit into the orange. And I realized that 3 pieces would fit. So then I said 2 pieces must be 2 out of 3.
Well, that was stupid. Now I just put that one on top. Not you were stupid. I was stupid because I messed up the thing. There we go.
I thought at first you were calling me
Okay.
stupid, and I was like, okay.
No, Elizabeth, you probably weren't seeing your screen. My screen just went blah, blah, blah. All my pieces went everywhere and it was annoying. So no, Elizabeth, you did amazing. So you did the right thing where you're trying to see how many black or gray pieces fit inside an orange piece. But I think you might see your mistake now when you see that it wasn't just 3 pieces that fit on there. How many was it?
4 that fit in there.
It's 4 pieces that fit in there. So if I want 2 pieces, then that must be 1/2. So if you didn't have the virtual manipulative up, that's probably why you got it wrong, right? Because if you can't actually move the pieces around, it's really hard to see.
I didn't
Well,
look
had
at
it.
the manipulative.
Yeah.
I looked at the original fractions.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
value of orange is 1/3 and the original value of black is 1/12. So that's
So
how I was.
explain to us what you did.
So if you're looking at 1/3 of the original compared to the black pieces are 1/12 of the original, then 4 of them would fit into an orange.
Okay, so if you're saying this is 1/3
Right.
of
So
the original,
right.
keep going.
The blacks are 1/12 each, then 1/3 of you would need 1/3 of the 12ths, which is 4 pieces to fit into the orange.
So you were using your previous understanding
Right.
that if
I was using this page to
very
give me
nice.
your page.
Nice strategy. Elizabeth, what were you going to say?
Sorry, I muted myself. What I was saying was, so I didn't put the orange piece into the actual circle. So I think that's where my mistake was too, is it was showing me 3 pieces fit instead of like 4, and one of the pieces just wasn't in the right place.
Yeah, it's hard when it's not in the circle. And I've made that same mistake for sure.
Yeah.
Sophia left, but anyone else who got 2/3, do you understand why it's actually 1/2?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I just kind of put the gray on the outside of it, so it looked like it was supposed to be 2/3 instead of 2/4.
Ah, got it. Okay, yes. Good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was getting water, but I got 1/2.
Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Perfect. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, now this part is the tricky part. So on this last one, you're like, wait, that wasn't the tricky part? Not yet. Okay, so it says if the teal
Wait, I
piece,
have a question.
I'm ready.
Do you want us to always simplify it down? Because I put 2/4. Do you want us to just simplify that to 1/2?
I will specify if I want it simplified. More always wants stuff simplified, but I will specify if I want it simplified. If I was doing this in a classroom with kids, if they wrote 2/4, I'd be like, perfect. And then if another kid wrote 1/2, and then that's a great time to practice MP3, construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others, where you go, because some kid's going to go, wait, I got 2/4. And another kid is going to go, oh, but 2/4 and 1/2 are the same thing. And then you can have that conversation. How do you know they're the same thing? So I love that the conversation comes up. So that's why I'm not always quick to say, always simplify.
Okay.
Okay. And Shayla kind of covered all her bases on there. She put 2/4 or 1/2 simplified. So she was like going, okay, this is how it really is. All right, so now here comes the fun part. These last three are different and they're a little bit challenging. So if I'll get you started. So if the teal piece is 2/3 of something, I want you to draw or build the whole or the unit. And then I want you to do it with 4/7. And then I want you to do it with 4/3. So I'm going to put you in just random breakout rooms and have you work on that, okay, on those three. So hopefully somebody can pull up the virtual manipulatives and someone else can have the worksheet, okay? All right, you won't be in there long, maybe 4 minutes. All right, so make new friends. All right, you're all back. Wasn't that fun? Do you see how, I don't know what is going on with my voice, by the way. This is something new and exciting. Hold on. Does anyone want to explain the first one?
I can explain the first one because it's not as scary as the other two. So if you take a yellow, I cannot share my screen, but if you take a yellow and you stack a teal on top of it, you can see that a teal is 2/3 of the yellow. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry, I forgot I muted because of my crazy voice happening. Did anyone else get that the yellow piece would be the whole?
The whole, and then the teal is 2/3.
Could you have built it any other way?
Yeah,
I said that the pink was, then the teal was 2/3 of the pink.
The teal is 2/3 of the pink?
Yeah, that's what me and my group said.
Let's take a look.
Where did we say that? The orange. I can't remember.
No, it was the pink piece, and then we said that it was 2 pieces of teal was 2/3.
Okay, let me pull it up so we can look. So the pink piece and then the teal piece, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I put this in here, so one teal piece, it says is 2/3 of something, right? So one teal piece is 2/3 of something. So do you see how it's not 2/3 of the pink piece?
We read it wrong.
It's 1/3 of the pink piece, right?
Yeah, we thought it was asking what 2/3 for teal could be. Like, does that make sense? Like,
no, explain again.
So we thought that it was asking you to find what 2/3 like is equal to on the other shape. That's
Okay, but I want you to look at your worksheet again because this is really important to make sense of it. It says the teal piece is 2/3 of some amount. Draw the unit. So it's telling you that piece right there is 2/3.
Okay.
So if we were doing it with like our hands, you know, we were doing it in class, you could draw a line right here, splitting this teal in 2 pieces because that would be 2/3. And then you would figure out what piece fits there. So for example, does that piece fit there? No, it doesn't look like it. Does that piece fit there? Do you see how the gray piece or the black pieces is what they are when you really have circles? 2 black pieces fit on top of the 1 teal piece. So if I wanted to draw the unit, that's what the unit would look like, right? Which Brittany told us was the same as the yellow piece. Do you see that? Do you see that strategy?
So we would lay 1 teal piece over the yellow, or 2?
Well, what does the teal piece represent?
The teal piece is 2/3.
The teal piece is 2/3. So, and do you see how this fits right there?
Yes.
So you could model the size of the whole or the unit with 1 yellow, or you could model it with 3 of the gray pieces or the black pieces.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't want to spend too long on the next 2, but did you use, did that hurt anyone's brain?
You had to use more than 1 color, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
Yeah. So when it said the pink,
confused me because I was like, wait a minute, don't you like? I was confused on that part because I was like, wait, how could it be yellow? But now that you're saying that we can use more than just the 1 color, then it makes more sense to me now.
Yeah, you can use whatever pieces you want. So for example, when it says the pink piece is 4/7 of some unit, draw the unit. I'll show you what mine looks like, maybe if I'm competent, which might be a stretch right now today after my little coughing incident. Okay, so let me share my screen, this other screen. Oh, I should have just pulled it up on there. That was dumb. And then we're going to do the adding and subtracting. And I'm going to put you in breakout rooms and you're going to get it done pretty quickly, especially if you've already taken a look at it. And did you guys get the video that I sent you? Yeah, you might not have had time to watch it. I know I had lots of trauma. Okay, this is how I did this problem. So I said the pink piece is 4/7 of some amount. Draw the unit. So I just pulled different pieces in here so I could see what fit there, because I wanted to break that pink piece into 4 pieces since it's 4 copies of 1/7. So when I put 4 blue pieces there, they fit.
So you could do, I did a pink and a yellow and a blue. That would be okay, right? Because the yellow is 1/4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So absolutely. So then the next step is I said, okay, I need 3 more copies of 1/7 to make the whole. So I just used 3 copies of 1/7 since I knew that 1 blue piece must be 1/7. Does that help? And I'll share this key with you too. Okay. So some of you really need to break out of that because this is now your whole. Do you like that right there? This is your whole. A pink and 3 blues is now the unit. It should hurt your brain. And the reason it should hurt is because someone forced that part whole on you and never showed you other things. So now I'm showing you other things. Kids love this stuff, by the way. And this is great thinking. Okay. Let's go back to addition and subtraction. So for pattern blocks, you're going to have your pattern blocks out. And do you see how I said, I know you already know how to add fractions. I don't want you to use that algorithm. I want you to pretend you're an elementary student doing this activity for the very first time. Okay. So we made this key a long time ago, so we might need to refresh our memory. So if the double hex is 1 unit, what's a yellow hexagon?
1/2.
Oh my. Yes, you are correct. 1/2, and a red trapezoid is?
1/4.
1/4, excellent. And a blue rhombus?
1/6.
1/6, and a green triangle?
1/12.
1/12, excellent. So we're going to keep that near us when we're doing this activity. So that's so funny because I'm not sure that's actually true. Yes, it is. Okay, good. So we're going to use that same key and we're going to do just this first part. Okay. So what you would do is if you had the actual items, if you had the pattern blocks, you would take out 1 yellow and 1 red because that's what you're trying to put together. So you're trying to put these 2 together. But do you see how it says represent the answer using a single color? So I need to make them the same color. I can choose to make them both yellow or both red if that's possible, or I could make them a different color. It doesn't matter. So I know that I'm going to trade for reds. So I'm going to say 1 yellow hexagon instead is going to be 2 red and then plus 1 red. So my answer is going to be 3 red. And that's all I want you to do. So we're physically trading this yellow hexagon for 2 reds. I do not want you to write anything on part B yet. And I think I have a picture on the next page. So since this is an addition problem, first we're going to model both add-ins. Yes? Now we need to trade blocks so we have all the same color. I can't make the red trapezoid yellow, but I can make the yellow hexagon 2 red trapezoids. Now I have all the same color blocks. I can easily add them. I have 3 red trapezoids. So that's what we were doing on the other page. We had 2 reds plus 1 red, and now we have 3 reds. Do you see it says, don't do part B, only do part A? Yes? So you're going to continue. Then we'll go back and do part B in just a second. So what I want you to do right now in those breakout rooms is do problems 1 through 7, part A, and do it with the pattern blocks. Like pull up the virtual manipulative and use it. Does anyone need that virtual manipulative put in the chat?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Let me put it in the chat and then I'll put you in your breakout rooms. And call me in for help if you need help. Okay. There you go. All right. So get that from the chat before you go in your room. Sophia, are you going into your breakout room? There we go. All right, you made it back. Now, I know this is challenging for some of you, but you guys, if you know that it's hard or class seems hard, you need to preview the slides before you come. That's going to make a huge difference. If you preview the material, you won't be lost in class. If you're lost in class, if you are previewing the slides and you're still lost, you need to come see me. Okay? So if we look at this document, so on number 2, tell me what you wrote on number 2. Any team, just tell me what you wrote.
We can do it.
Okay.
For number 2, we decided to convert it into blue, and we got 3 blue plus 1 blue equals 4 blue.
Very nice. 3 blue plus 1 blue is 4 blue. All right, the next one, what did you do on that? Someone share.
We did, for number 3, we did 2 green triangles plus 3 green triangles equals 5 green triangles.
Excellent. Perfect. How about number 4?
We did 6 green triangles plus 1 green triangles equals 7 green triangles.
Excellent. And number 5?
So we did 6 green triangles plus the 4 green triangles equals the 10 green triangles.
Nice. Okay, and number 6, this is where it got a little longer because there were 4 shapes you had to deal with.
We did 6 green triangles plus 3 green triangles plus 2 green triangles plus 1 green triangle equals 12 green triangles.
Excellent. And last but not least, 7A. What are you going to write there?
We had 6 green triangles plus 6 green triangles plus 2 green triangles plus 3 green triangles equals 17 green triangle.
All right, now you have to picture this. I don't know how many of you bought into it. It's much easier when you actually have physical pattern blocks than it is if you have virtual pattern blocks. But if a kid doesn't know anything about adding and subtracting fractions, all they're doing is playing a game. They're making trades. So they're making trades with, okay, if I want all the shapes the same color, but I can only make legal trades, what are some trades that I can make? So that's the game they're playing. And kids love this. They don't question it at all. They don't try to do the second part like you guys tried to do. They just do the first part. They believe you. They're like, okay, perfect. I just want to play with these pattern blocks and I'm going to get the right answer. So that's what they do. So when you go back, if you look at my screen, so we had, this is what we had in the beginning. We had 2 red plus 1 red was 3 red. And remember from your key, we know what all of these things are. So we know that a red was what fraction from very back here? Remember this one? So a red was 1/4. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, wait, sorry, right here. I'm going to say, okay, I have a yellow was 1/2. So this was 1/2 plus 1/4. I don't know the answer yet. So I'm going to just go over here. Well, if I made a trade of 1 yellow for 2 reds, now I have 2 copies of 1/4. So that's going to be 2/4. So 2 copies of 1/4 is 2/4. 1 red is 1/4. And then my 3 reds, my answer is 3/4. So I know my answer is 3/4. So 1/2 plus 1/4 is 3/4. But do you see how I used part B? I used these blocks to determine what my answer was. Yes? Makes sense? Okay, before I let you go back and work in your rooms, I'm going to explain the subtraction part of it because the subtraction part is a little bit different. So questions on the addition before we do the subtraction. All right, so on the subtraction, this time we're only doing takeaway. So we're gonna only model the minuend. So 1 yellow hexagon and 1 red trapezoid. I model the minuend. I'm trying to take away a red trapezoid, but I don't have any. So I need to trade my yellow hexagon for 2 red trapezoids. Now I can take away 1 red trapezoid. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna make the trade. So now I want 2 reds minus 1 red. That's going to give me 1 red. and you're going to go through and do all part A's first, and then you're going to go back and write in the mathematics. Yes? Everybody understand? Any questions? All right. So I'm going to give you about 10 minutes or so to work with your teams and make sure you understand how to do the rest of it. And then I'll give you your exit ticket and we'll debrief just a tad. How'd you do, Shayla?
I think I did okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions or are you fine?
I think I'm okay. Yeah. I think
Okay.
I'm fine. I do have one question about the more. We have the one homework that's due tonight, the 600.1.
Right.
And then there's that second one that says it doesn't count for your final grade. It's like 400 something points. It says on it, it says like more optional videos. And then there's some other stuff on there. So does that have to be completed also tonight, or?
Nope. No, and it's not counted into your final grade. Those
Okay,
are just
okay.
like reference videos for you.
Okay, I was just making sure because it was on the grading thing, so I was like, I don't know if it counts.
I'll make sure that it's not counting. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So I know not everybody finished. Some groups are probably closer than others because they had previewed the assignment before. So they might be a little bit further on. So can anyone see what the point of this activity is? Even if you're not quite done.
It's similar.
Go ahead.
It's showing you like how to get similar to the same denominator is gonna, because you're adding and subtracting fractions basically.
Yeah, it's showing you how when you have addition and subtraction, you need a common denominator. And when we talk about a common denominator after this activity, we talk about the same size pieces or the same color pieces, yes? Because students will connect back to that. They'll go, oh, I couldn't add the yellow hexagon and the red trapezoid together because they weren't the same color. They'll say color, right? But you can refer them to size, and size refers to the denominator, right? So that's how these are all connected. Does that help you? Okay, so I'm going to put the exit ticket in the chat. Make sure you make a plan for getting that done today, right? Because that's due by tonight. And I highly recommend you practice, or you look at the exit, I'm sorry, not the exit ticket. You look at I was getting your exit ticket. You preview the slides for the following class, because it is really important that you kind of know where we're going, especially if you need an electronic resource or some handouts, those kinds of things. So I'll hang out on here, just make sure you're going to turn in it individually. So I don't care if you work with your group or not. It's up to you. Okay. You're turning it in individually. So it doesn't matter to me if you do it alone or if you do it with your group.
Can you put up the slides so I can scan my phone with it?
Oh my gosh. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't. One moment. Thank you for the reminder, Gabriella.
You're welcome.
Can I ask a question about the homework? Do you want us just to put colors in the box, or do you want us to put both color and the shape in the box in the homework?
It's up to you. It's interesting that you asked that, Juan, because I've developed this activity a million times. So when I originally did it, I only had color, and then I had a visually impaired student who couldn't see color. So I had to include shape on there, and then it made it more accessible for the students, and I think it's nice to have both, but if you only do either one, you're fine.
Okay, thank you.
But that's why I added it, because I had a visually impaired student who the yellow, it didn't matter to them, but they could tell the shape just by feel. And so that was really nice. We did add Braille to the top so they could think of a yellow hexagon, but it was just nice to have the shape there too. The things you don't think of before you have someone that has those needs, and then it's really nice because it makes your activity much more accessible to all.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Can we go back to the assignment 6, the part B, the first question? I do have a question for that one.
Is everybody okay? Does everybody have their little scan thing? Okay. So part B for addition or subtraction?
Addition.
Okay.
Yeah, it just.
Okay,
yeah.
right here. Yes.
Yeah, because for the first one, yeah, I'm just confused with the one yellow hexagon. I think that's the unit 1. Why you put the 1/2?
Right here?
Yeah.
Right here for this 1/2?
Yeah.
Okay, so that goes back to this key.
Oh.
Remember, a yellow hexagon is 1/2. So when you do this part of the activity right here, you should directly translate this. So when it says one yellow hexagon, that is 1/2. And one red trapezoid is, that should say minus, I don't know what's happening right there, 1/4.
Oh, it's because the one yellow is not one. It's not the one unit. Actually, the double. It's because of the double hex.
Right, because the double hex is the whole.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, remember we were this as our key.
Mm-hmm.
This was our original key. So a double hex is the whole.
Oh, I do understand. That makes sense.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question for the rational number homework.
I'm excited. I love that homework assignment. That's one of my favorites.
I'm so confused on the chocolate bar question.
Oh, I think Brittany was right there with you, right? Brittany was emailing me and I was like, she doesn't like my answers. I can tell already.
Yes. Well, again, I was confused because I didn't understand the actual question part of it, whether it was asking if he was still getting 1/4 of the total or if he was getting 1/4.
Mackenzie, read me the problem.
Jill gets 3/4 of a whole chocolate bar. James was supposed to get 1/4 of a whole chocolate bar, but he has to get his share from Jill. What fraction of Jill's chocolate should James get? So I'm so confused. Like, isn't it
That
1/4?
seems extremely clear to me.
Isn't it 1/4 of Jill's chocolate bar?
Okay, so here's your chocolate bar, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the original chocolate bar. This is the original, right?
Okay.
Okay, original chocolate bar. Show me what portion Jill gets. Because Jill doesn't have the whole thing. Or just tell me what to do.
Okay. So what I did was I broke it into 4s, and then I, shaded in 3 of it.
Okay, so you shaded in 3 of these.
Yes.
And what did that represent?
3/4 of the whole chocolate bar.
Okay, and whose piece is that?
Jill's.
Okay, so this is what Jill has, right?
Yes.
All right, so this is Jill's. Now tell me your dilemma, what's next?
So then I drew another rectangle. I don't know if that was supposed to, but I drew another one.
How big was it?
Same size, split it into 4s, just like that.
Okay.
I only shaded one of them.
Okay. And that was what's his name?
James.
That's what James was supposed to get, right?
Right.
But he was supposed to get it from the original one. But we don't have the original one anymore. We only have Jill's.
So he just gets 1/4 of Jill's.
Oh, he gets 1/4 of Jill's. So you're going to take this right here and split it in 4 pieces. So you're going to go like this.
No.
And split it in 4 pieces.
Wait, no, so he gets 1/4 of the original?
He does get 1/4 of the original, but it says what portion of Jill's does he get?
Okay, so we don't have that last piece anymore, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So he would.
Don't say it out loud. Type it to me in the chat.
Okay.
He gets.
Yeah.
Type it to me privately.
Where my confusion, I got it once we had that email conversation. But my question was, so is he only now, so Jill has 3/4 of the original. Am I then breaking that into 4s, or is he still getting the original size of the 4th?
What does the problem say?
Right. No, I got it now.
He gets 1/4 of the original chocolate bar. What portion of Jill's is that?
Yeah. This is once we had that conversation, I was like, oh.
I knew you figured it out. What was funny, because you sent me the next one that said the exact same thing, and I was laughing because I was like, okay, you just asked me the same exact question, so I'll try to word it differently.
I don't know if what I'm sending you is right, but that's what I think.
You think amazing. Now just show it in a picture on your homework.
Okay. Got it. Cool.
Good job.
I still don't get it.
I want you to draw a picture.
I did.
Right? So this is all you have right here, right? You only have Jill's. So tell me, what part of Jill's is James going to get?
1/4.
He's going to get 1/4. So you're going to take Jill's part, which is this big right here. Jill's part. Here, we'll write Jill's right here. Here's Jill's, right? That's how long it is. And I'm going to split that in 4 pieces. And he's going to get this. Really?
I don't know. I'm still, it's, I don't.
Get a piece of paper and do it
Huh?
with a piece of paper. Like, do it on a piece of paper and, like, get rid of that one piece and then tell me how much he gets.
Okay.
And you could even do it. I don't know if you're a big Post-it note fan, but I love Post-it notes. So let's think of it like this. Let me find something to stick my Post-it notes on. Maybe this. Okay. So, no, not that, because it won't work. I just need a plain piece of paper. How hard is that in my life? Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm going to put my 4 sticky notes. They're going to be my whole chocolate bar all together, right?
Okay.
1, 2. Hopefully they fit across this piece of paper. 3. They're going to be close. They're going to be hanging off the edge, but you get the gist. Okay. All right. There's my chocolate bar. Yes? That's the original one.
Okay.
This part's gone.
Okay.
It's not there anymore. This is what Jill has. What part of Jill's does James get?
James is supposed to.
Juan, good job. He's supposed to get 1/4 of the whole, right?
Yeah.
But now he has to get it from here. So what part of Jill's candy bar is he going to get?
Well, now
Don't
it's
say it
cut
out
in-
loud. Don't
Well,
say it
now
out
it's. I'm not going to. I'm just because now it's cut into 3s and not 4s.
Interesting. It's still the same size pieces, but now we have fewer pieces. Yes? So you just need to tell me what part of this candy bar he's going to get, which is equivalent to 1/4 of the original candy bar. Type in the chat. Tell me what you think. Privately to me, please.
Okay. I still have to think.
Question.
Yes.
On this that we just did.
Yes.
So we're leave everything in if there's like an improper fraction or something.
You can leave it improper. There's no directions that say otherwise. If it hurts you to make it say that, you can write what it's equal to next to it, but it needs to stop hurting you. Okay.
I feel like it's very painful.
Well, that's because you might have had some troubling conceptual teachers in the past.
On AZ Merit, it makes them simplify everything.
Yes, but simplify, you cannot tell me that 11/10 is less simplified than 1 1/10. 1 1/10 is more complicated than 11/10. If your directions say write it as a mixed number, that's a different story.
That's why they use the word simplify now, because they're saying you put it in the simplest form, which is not always a mixed number, which is
Which is never a mixed number, actually.
People use the term simplify instead of reduce now.
There you go. But the teacher who told you that an improper fraction changed to a mixed number is more simplified was 100% wrong.
That's not a singular teacher. That was every teacher.
I know. And that's what's terrible. It's terrible because they were really breaking your brain and they were forcing that part whole model, which is so bad if that's your singular focus. Okay, Gabriella, did you figure it out?
No.
Oh, Gabriella, you were overthinking it. Think just initially what you would write and just type it to me privately.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. I promise you do.
You're like that close.
Let's look at this picture.
You said it. You were like having it.
She was right there, wasn't she, Brittany? Okay, Abigail, Amy, Carrie, questions?
I was just listening in on the chocolate bar.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I just want to make sure I'm not asking people when they have another question.
My Zoom cut out when we were leaving the break rooms,
and it kept buffering and buffering and buffering. So I had to sign out and log back in. So I missed the whole review of what you guys did for the part B of the subtracting fractions.
So on part B, you're just going to go in and you're going to type or write. So here's part B. Can you see my screen still, I hope?
Yeah.
So on the left-hand side, you're going to directly translate it. One yellow hexagon was 1/2. One red trap was 1/4. That was from our key.
You still have the candy bar problem up.
Dang it. Okay, hold on. Well, that was silly. Thank goodness you said something because I was in the middle of explaining. I was like, what is the problem? Okay. Let me share here. It's coming. It's just sad today. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Okay, so
Yeah.
one yellow hexagon is 1/2. One red trapezoid is 1/4. Now we're going to write over here. Okay, two red. Well, if a red is 1/4, two copies of a red is going to be 2/4, and one copy of a red is going to be 1/4. So 2/4 minus 1/4 is going to be 1/4. So my answer is 1/4. So on the left-hand side, you're just going to directly translate from your key that we had, which looks like this. From this key, you're going to directly translate the problem. And then on the other part, on the underneath each box that you traded, so you have a single color, you're going to interpret that new fraction because now you have new colors. And then this answer is always going to equal this answer.
Okay, and then for the second, for problem 2, part B, for the adding, I got 3/2 for the 3 blue, and then 1/6 for the 1 blue, and then
Let me go back there.
4 over.
4 over what?
I got 4/6, and then I divided both the numerator and denominator by 2 and got 2/3.
That's fine. So, but there's nothing wrong with 4/6. Like I can see it with my pattern blocks, right? I can see there's 4 blues and each blue is representing 1/6. So 4/6 makes fine sense. But if you simplified, that's fine.
Yeah, I just simplified because I feel like if I was working with a student on this, they would look at the 2 1s in the original fraction equation. They'd be like, okay, why did you get 4 when it's 1 + 1, which would be 2?
They would actually never ask you that because I actually do not like that you went back to that original problem of 1 + 1 because I should never add a yellow and a blue together and get 2. That should not happen. They love these. They will be all over them. They would not simplify to 2/3. Almost every single one of them would be like, perfect, I got 4 blues, that's 4/6, move on. If you want to reinforce simplifying, then you would have to show them how that's 2/3. Yes, which is not an easy task because if you're trying to show that it's 2/3, you would go back here and look at your original and you would say, okay, if I have 4 blues, remember when we were doing this? So if I have 4 blues, it looks like this. And that might be a little harder for them to see 2/3. It's there because there's 1/3, there's 2/3, and this is your third. But if you see the blues, it's much easier to see 4/6 than it is to see 2/3.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries. All right, what else we got? Gabriella, did you give me anything in the chat? Let me look. Gabriella got it right. Yay. Do you see how you are overthinking that?
Yeah.
Yes, it's problematic. It's okay. We all do it. No worries.
So I kind of have a question on the first one. number
Yeah.
one of this
What's the
problem.
first one?
On the segment AB one.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't know why my screen is being weird. There we go. So can I share a whiteboard and kind of show you how I kind of
Yes, please.
split it up? Oops. Okay. Sure. So oops, completely ignored that little line. So I have, so that is A and that is B. So what I did was, so you know the whole thing is 7/4. And so we're, how can you determine a length of 1? So what I did, I cut that in half and made that 1.
Wait. Pause. I have a huge problem with what just occurred.
Why?
Because it says A to B is 7/4.
Yeah.
You can't cut that in half and say that's 1. Because
couldn't
half
you
of
cut it all into
7/4.
7 pieces?
Okay, so cut it in 7 pieces, but don't make that 1, because if that's half, that would be 3.5/4, right? Because half of 7 is 3.5. So I don't think that's what you want to do.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wait, count how many sections are there now.
Yeah, no. Oops. Oh my gosh. I don't have my pen with me. Oh no.
You always need an even number of lines for an odd number and an odd number of lines for an even.
It's always one less line than the denominator. I mean, or than the number of sections you want, I should say.
Okay. Oh no. What is happening?
Gabriella, I'm going to show you something on this virtual manipulatives page, because on this virtual manipulatives page, it's amazing. So let me show it to you.
Okay.
Let me see if this is it. If you scroll through all those virtual manipulatives, so one of the things is this: you choose how many partitions there are. So here's your line segment AB. Yeah. I'm going to choose how many segments I want, right? So I want a total of 6 lines, because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections. Okay, is that what you were trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so now tell me what you're going to do.
Well,
and you can share your screen again. I'm just showing you that this might be a nice little thing for you to try.
What was that on?
It's on the virtual manipulatives homepage. I'll show it. I'll share it with you.
Okay. That's a lot easier than trying to draw it.
Well, you just get better at drawing it the more you do it, right? So let me find that page. Let me find the main page. So here's the main page that has all of their virtual manipulatives on it.
Then wouldn't you just go 4?
Tell me why.
Because 4/4 equals 1, and that's
very
considered
nice.
The length of 1.
So first of all, can you explain why did you divide it in 7 pieces?
Because I split into 7 because you knew that it had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up to 7 to equal it to 7/4. Because I knew you couldn't split it into 4 sections, because that wouldn't make sense. Because then you couldn't be able to get 7/4.
Excellent. What does 7/4 mean?
So I guess when I said that equals 1, I guess I jumped ahead before putting all the dashes. So
yeah, and 1 wouldn't be in the middle.
Yeah, I guess I didn't technically mean the middle. I think I just mean that's just where it was landed.
Okay, so tell me what this fraction means, 7/4. Use a copies of sentence.
So 7 copies of 1/4.
There you go. And so if I know there's 7 copies of 1/4, I would split it into 7 sections. And then to identify the whole or the unit, that would be how many copies of 1/4?
4 copies of 1/4.
So I'm going to count till I have 4 copies of 1/4, and that would be 1 whole.
Okay. Makes
Does that
sense.
help?
Yes.
I'm telling you that copies of is a
Yeah.
lifesaver if you buy into it, but you have to start using it. If you don't use it, it doesn't make any sense. The more you start doing it, you're going to be like, oh, I should have been doing this, right? Because it helps a ton. All right,
Okay.
good. What else we got? Anyone?
I have non-related questions.
I'm ready.
Did you see my email about the quiz?
Yeah, my email box has been insane, but I think you said something. Oh, the last one has too many answers or something.
I mean, I
no answer.
Yeah, they're just blank. I loaded twice, so I mean, I got it right because
That's hilarious. Okay, I'm going to add that to my whiteboard of things to look at.
But
And
yeah,
it was
there's
the last question on week 6 or week 5?
Oh, sorry, week 6.
Okay. Week 6 quiz, last question. Okay.
Yeah, I loaded it twice to see if it was on my end, but
yeah, I was having trouble. I was doing things and then it was like your changes didn't get saved, and then I couldn't tell what got saved, what didn't get saved. It was a nightmare.
And just to clarify, there's no more homework this week?
There is, it's just not there yet. I have to click a button so you can see it. You're welcome.
I was confused. I was like,
it's not that bad though. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind more homework. I am arguing. I have, what do I have right now? I have 597.5 out of 600 because I've gotten the stupid part of this question wrong. And I'm sitting here staring at it right now. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on it.
Which question is it?
It's, so inside of parentheses.
Let me look at yours. I'll look at it. Which assignment are you on, Brittany?
Week 5, the one that's 60 questions.
Okay, week 5. Yes, you have a 99.6 on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me pull it up so I can look at the same question because it'll be easier.
Well,
What
I've done.
number is it?
Or it's going to pull up the same one because I had to do try a similar question.
Okay. Which number?
On question 60.
Question 60.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost there.
No, you're fine.
Okay, question 60.
It's the bottom right one.
Okay, the bottom right.
So mine says, it's inside the parentheses, 3/4 divided by 2/3 times 1/2, and then parentheses, and the whole thing is squared.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what I did wrong. I've done it like 3 times.
Okay, so tell me what you're doing first.
Okay, let me go back to my work. Sorry, I have notes from today. Okay, so first I did 3/4 divided by 2/3.
Okay, and so you did 3/4 divided by 2/3, and what did you get for an answer?
I got 9/4.
Oh, there's your problem.
Oh, 9/8. Oh.
There you go.
I don't know how I did it wrong. Like, you know what? Because I have this whole theory with so when I'm in class with students that you have to start on a new sheet of paper so you don't look at your.
Yes.
And I bet that's because this is all on the same piece of paper.
Yep, so that's what it was. So you know how to do it. You just made a silly arithmetic error.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was like, I know. Like, I'm like, you go across and then you square it when you're done.
Yeah, I figured you knew what you were doing. That's why I was like, tell me what you did, because I figured we'd find it really quickly.
And there it is. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Carrie, I'll send you the exit ticket right now. Did she already leave?
No, oh yeah, she did. That's weird that I did it up twice.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Anything else?
This seems like a ridiculous answer, though.
What's your answer? Tell me what it is.
Well, I then multiplied it by 1/2, which gave 9/16.
Okay, and then you square it.
And it's just the denominator at that point is 256.
Yep, that's fine. That's the right answer.
Okay.
81/256 is right.
All right.
No worries.
I have one last question.
I'm ready, Gabriella.
Back on the same.
On your favorite homework assignment ever. Now you know why there was only 4 questions.
Yes. I was like, 4 questions, that doesn't seem like a lot. And then I'm
Yeah,
like,
but then you see how there's this big half a page available to you and you're like, what is happening right now? Yeah.
So
Okay, I'm ready.
for number 2, what I did was
read me number 2.
Imagine a tower of 1-inch cubes.
Nice.
You can't see my tower, but I will tell you that 12 cubes will be 2/3 the height of my tower. How many
Excellent.
cubes are in my tower?
Yes, I'm ready.
So I drew like 12 little cubes, and then I said that was 2/3.
Okay,
but
perfect.
The way my brain thinks, I'm like, okay, well, to figure out what the other third is, I need to figure out just what is just 1/3.
Excellent.
So
Perfect.
So I just took 12 divided by 2, so I knew that was 6.
Perfect.
So then I knew that there was 18.
Okay, so now all you have to do is write all that down. So you have your picture of your tower. When you took your 12 divided by 2, where would that be in your picture?
Halfway of the cubes?
Yep, so draw a line there. And you can show the mathematics off to the side. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. And you could even say 12 cubes divided by 2 is 6 cubes. And then you could say right underneath that, so 6 cubes is 1/3 of the tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you can label on your tower, okay, now these 6 cubes is 1/3, this other 6 cubes is 1/3, and my last 6 cubes that I'm going to add is going to be 1/3. And so I know my tower is 18 cubes tall.
Okay.
That's a great strategy.
And then I kind of did somewhat of the same thing for number 4. How, suppose you have 2.5 oranges. If a serving consists of 3/4 of an orange, how many servings can you make? Include parts of a serving if necessary. So I drew 2 full and then a half, and then I split them into 4s.
Nice.
And then I drew in, so those 3 is considered 1 serving, that one plus those 2 is another serving, and that's another serving, and then it's 1. So then I said there was 3 1/4 of a serving.
Are you sure about that 1/4 of a serving?
No, that's why I was.
Tell me what it is. It's 1/4 of something. What is it a 1/4 of? Look at your picture. You drew 2.5 oranges, right? So that one little piece that you have left is what?
Well, it's half of the half.
Okay, it's half of the half. I'm with you. So it's a 1/4 of what?
1/4 of a whole?
Of a whole what?
The orange?
Orange. Okay, so it's a 1/4 of an orange. Is it a 1/4 of a serving?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, because there's 3
It
servings.
would take 4 of those. It would take 4 of those to make 1 serving?
No, it would take 3 of those.
Oh, so 1/4 of an orange is what? Of a serving?
1/4 of an orange. 1/4 of an orange.
Just think back to your candy bar problem.
Shh. Candy bar all over again.
The stinking candy bar. Comes in hot everywhere.
You made her hate candy bars.
You think I was done with it?
Okay, well, I'm going to show you. You have your picture. Oh, good. The candy bar's still up there. So here's one orange cut into 4 pieces. Oh my gosh, sorry about that line. That's not appropriate, but here, I'll make it a little bit better. Okay, that's a little bit better. So this is one you have left, right? With 1/4 of an orange. How many pieces are in a serving?
3.
Ooh, there's 3 pieces in a serving. Yes. So this is what part of a serving? Here's your serving.
1/3.
Oh, there you go. So how many can you make? 3 and
1/3.
1/3 servings. If you write 3 and a 1/4, you've told me 3 servings and a 1/4 of an orange.
Oh.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like I have it, like I know it, but I'm just getting, you have to, okay.
That's my job right here. Just bend it a little bit more, right? A little bit more.
So then you would just kind of like write out.
You could explain in words that a fourth of an orange is a third of a serving, and you could show it in a picture just like I did.
Yeah, I said I almost submitted it wrong because I actually cut that third of an orange up into thirds of pieces, and then I was like, this isn't right. I was like trying
That's okay.
Split the orange into 3 servings instead of what it actually said the serving size was.
This is a famous problem that has been used in dissertations a ton because it really focuses on what is the unit, right? What is the unit we're looking at? We can't say 3 1/4. We have to say 3 1/3. So I bet over half of the papers that come in will say 3 1/4, and we'll talk about them tomorrow. And it's not to be mean. That's not why I'm doing it, isn't to be mean. And I don't take off very many points, but it's nice to just bring that back to your attention because those are the kind of mistakes that students make as well.
I guess yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense now that I think how you drew that, well, you have here, and then the little circle, little thing on the bottom, well, that's.
Which is funny because you have that in your paper.
I do, but I just didn't, well, what I did was I just did it the half, so I guess I should have drawn the whole and then actually filled in like, well, this is what a serving is,